Good evening and welcome to Four Cartons. I'm Dan Angus. Tonight, home brewing. In the last 10 years, the number of participants in the pastime has exploded. Stout, IPA, Pilsner, Amber, Grodzisky, you name it, they're brewing it. But is it an innocent hobby, a way to make a few cartons on the cheap? Certainly for some it is, and for others it's a labour of love. But for a few more, it's an obsession. Tonight we look at the effects on the lives of those who've chosen to dedicate their free time to the trinity of malt, hops and yeast. Can you tell me about the effect homebrewing has had on your life?
First I was just using 10, 20 grams per batch, but then it was just getting out of hand after that. You know the guy from Epic, the 5, 10, 15 minute rule? Eventually I was using 200 grams per 20 litre batch. It was just getting insane, but everyone was doing it. Eventually my doctor said I'd exceeded my Lapland threshold and that I had to limit my IBUs to 20 IBUs for an entire year. I don't know how I'm going to cope.
It's true. Hops can be expensive, with some enthusiasts paying as much as 14 cents per gram for the bitter green substance which Pliny the Elder knew as Lupus selectarius, or the wolf of the willows. They can also be in very short supply, but some home brewers will do whatever they can to get the hops they want.
Yeah, look, just tell Vinny I'll have all his gear from tomorrow, okay? Not to worry, we'll all be sorted. Alright, bye Mum, love ya.
Hey,
Yeah?
I was chasing some hops, so I was wondering if you could help me out.
Yeah, it depends mate, what you after?
Well, I was chasing some Nelson Sauvignon.
Nelson Sauvignon. Yeah, not today mate, sorry.
Not today, but I thought you could get anything.
Yeah mate, nah, not Nelson, no one's got it at the moment, not until next harvest.
Well, what about something like it then?
Something like Nelson, hey? Well, given the fact that it's got such a unique flavour and aroma and the fact that, it imparts such a cool climate white wine fruitiness to the beer, yeah, no mate, there's not much like it at all.
Right, well why don't they make something like it then?
Mate, it's not Breaking Bad, you just can't rub two ribosomes together and hope for the best. Do you know how long it takes just to cultivate a brand new species, do you?
No, I guess I don't.
Nah, look, that's fair enough, mate. But look, I think your best bet probably substitute for German variety Hallertau Blanc.
All right, okay, that sounds good. I'll have some of that then.
Yeah, mate, got none of that either.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what, mate, you seem like a good bloke. I like you. I'll look after you, mate. So here you go. Try that.
What is it?
Mate. Mate, it's EKG.
Oh, EKG?
Mate, it's versatile as. Great hop.
All right, well, I guess I'll make a bitter then, or
That's
maybe
the way.
Maybe
good
a stout.
stuff, mate.
One of those Belgian varieties.
Mate, good stuff.
At some point, the hobby starts to have an effect on other parts of some brewers' lives, as this hobbyist can attest.
I think about it all the time. I find myself looking out the train window, trying to decide if Maris Otter or Golden Promise would make a better base malt for that next pale ale. In meetings, I'd have my laptop out pretending to take notes, but actually have the BJCP guidelines up. You ever heard of tropical stout? Sweet, fruity stout, and strong too. They drink it in the Caribbean, don't you know? I've got a Flemish red that's on at the moment. Oh, it's been going for about 12 months. You should see the pellicle on it. Speaking of great words, it's Kolsch, not Kolsch. Kolsch.
The effects of this constant thinking about recipes is that eventually the brewer can put a beer together out of what to the uninformed eye looks like an almost random selection of malts, hops and yeasts. Documents obtained by Four Cartons show a recipe concocted by the members at Brisbane Amateur Beer Brewers from an assortment supplied by National Homebrew. These enthusiasts surely are some of the most afflicted by what scientists now know as Zymergy.
Ask you about his hand. Come on. I don't think you understood me. I want to get some drivers to drive this car and that car down to Aintree. drivers, you understand?
You might get a driver, brothers.
The who?
A driver, brothers.
Where do they live?
I live back over that way. $4.99.
Right.
Talk about genetic deficiencies. Not pitiful. Who's picking a manger here?
Come on, I'm with you.
The shadow.
We came together this morning. Club Wars Brew Day. What happened? We mashed our heads together and decided to go for something the general public would like, but still something a little different. So we wanted a nice balance with a malt profile and hops. So we're thinking a Pacific Ale to start with, but we've thrown in some interesting malts to give it something different. So we've got something I think you guys might like.
G'day fellow brewers. Today we're going to make a red ale and we're going to use quite a bit of hops in it. It's going to be fairly light body. We're going to use all the ale, Redback, Shepherd's Delight, the Crystal and half the oats. And then we're going to stage the hops in at the boil. So we've got 35 litres here, 35 litres of water. It's going to be getting warm very shortly. We'll mill up our grain momentarily. Put that in, we're going to boil it at 70 degrees for an hour. Cook it at 70 degrees in an hour and then we're going to shoot it up to 95, stage the hops in and ferment it for probably about 10 days. We're going to use the West Coast yeast and depending on the specific gravity, hopefully both packets. See you soon.
So what's going on, Jim?
We're just malt conditioning our malt now.
Why does this remind me of the scene on Star Wars? Nice fluffy grain.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that have been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are great.
Smelling great. 5.48, eh?
Gotta wait until the...
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to add much to that at all. On previous experience, 5 mil on a lager, so I think probably go 3 or 4 mil.
I see the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
5.3, which is a mash pH of 5.6.
You happy with that then?
Yep.
You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was a red hot. I mean, steamer.